When it comes to running a business, one of the hardest things to figure out is how you can stand out from the crowd. What can you do that nobody else is already doing? Well, our guest today is going to tell you how to do just that, something he calls finding your yellow tux. He's also going to tell us why weird wins and how he went from sleeping on an air mattress with cockroaches to selling out baseball games in Savannah, Georgia. If you're struggling to find your lane or want some awesome promotion ideas to get more publicity, then stay tuned. Our guest today is going to give you the tips, tricks, and tools to do just that.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy.
Today's guest is Jesse Cole, author of Find Your Yellow Tux, How to Stand Out by Being Weird, as well as the owner of the Savannah Bananas and the Gastonia Grizzlies. Jesse is a marketing savant that specializes in creating publicity through unique promotions that attracts fans and the attention of the national media. Jesse also owns Fans First Entertainment, which he uses to create the ultimate fan experience at his baseball games. If you're looking to stand out and find unique ways to offer your clients an unforgettable experience, then you can't miss what Jesse has to say.
Jesse, thank you very much for joining us today and agreeing to be on the show. You have one of the best websites I've ever seen in my life. I think we're cut from the same cloth because I am a little quirky and a little crazy, and man, you are out there.
I'll take that as a good introduction then.
Absolutely. Well, you know what I love is, first of all, the Yellow Tux. Tell us a little bit about the book you have coming out.
Yes, Find Your Yellow Tux. And long story for me, 6 years ago, I realized what we were doing with our baseball teams was unlike any other baseball team. Most teams focused on the game. We decided to make it like a circus. So literally, we started making our players do choreographed dances, have grandma beauty pageants. I mean, literally turn the game into a circus. And I thought, if I'm going to be on the field, throwing pies at fans and dancing and singing, I might as well look like a showman, and started reading everything about P.T. Barnum. And I said, all right, opening night, I'm going to wear a full tuxedo in the middle of the summer. Yet being in North Carolina, opening night in June, it was 100 degrees. So I had this black long tuxedo with tails, and I almost melted. So lo and behold, I searched online and found a website called brightcoloredtuxedos.com. It actually exists, and I bought my first yellow tuxedo. And since that point, now I own 6 of them, and I wear it all the time. I even proposed to my wife in it in front of a sold-out crowd. So I've been able to find my yellow tux, which is about standing out and being different and being crazy and full of energy. And the book is, how any business or any individual can find what makes them stand out. So very excited, just released on January 9th. So got a great response so far.
Well, I love this because, in today's marketplace, you've got to stand out. And I see so many clients and people that I'm working with, they're trying to do the same thing all the time, right? Or just trying to be a little bit different. You know what? Let's get crazy. Instead of having black and yellow on our website, let's mix it up and put some magenta in there. It's like, come on, guys, mix it up. Start doing something that the rest of the marketplace isn't. So
it's crazy. I agree. I mean, literally, normal gets normal results, and everyone's following their competition. Stop looking what your competition is doing. What I say all the time to our staff and everyone, whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. And that should be your starting point when you build your business. And that's what we've been able to do with our baseball teams, and been fortunate to sell out the entire season and receive national attention because we're not following what everyone else is doing. And the key is it doesn't just work for baseball teams, it works for any business. Just think differently.
I love it. And first of all, Jesse, I got to apologize up front, man, because I've been known to disagree with my audience or with my guests. I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. Normal does not get you normal. Normal gets you shitty. It's true. And here's the thing. Normal used to get you normal. Good used to get you good. It doesn't do that anymore. You've got to be exceptional to get good. You've got to be outstanding to get great. If you're normal, you're going to get horrible returns. Mm-hmm. It's just the way the market's going nowadays.
And you have to be able to create attention. See, I think so many companies, they don't realize they start following the same marketing trends, doing the same email marketing, the same things, and they don't know how to create that unbelievable attention. Once you create that attention, then they get built into your funnel. And that's what we were able to do when we named the team the Savannah Bananas, not like a typical other team, about an animal, or we could have done the Seagulls or the Spirits. We named the team the Bananas because that was a strategic choice to get attention and then start using that to get everyone into our funnel of fun, and that's what we're about.
Yeah, somebody recently asked me and said, what CRM software do you use? I said, I use Nicole. They're like, Nicole, I've never heard that system before. What is it? She's my daughter. She works for me part-time, and she's a customer relationship manager. She actually calls our clients. She actually interacts with our clients. She does things that the rest of the marketplace is not doing. It's crazy. Everybody wants to put things on autopilot and just look like all the rest.
Yeah, and that's how you die. That's
how you die. Yeah,
that's why businesses are dying. The companies that dominated the world, the Sears, the Kmart, the Blockbuster, the Toys R Us, they're all dead because they were doing the same things they're always doing. You have to be innovative. You have to put that in your DNA of your system. And that's what Find Your Yellow Tux is about. And based on 11 years of being in an industry, which baseball is a tired industry. If you look at the numbers, the average baseball fan is almost 60 years old. Little League participation is declining rapidly. The game is slow, long, and boring to many. We had to reinvent it and create this unbelievable level of excitement, and that can be done for every business. And that's why I love talking to business owners all the time. When I go out speaking, around the country, they kind of look at me like, you're this crazy guy in the yellow tuxedo. Well, you know what? You can use this crazy mentality and actually be very, very successful.
No one's going to forget about you. Everyone's going to remember you.
Yes. And even if they think I'm crazy, I'm okay with that.
That's right. He just gave me an idea. I think I ought to start going to prospect meetings wearing an Undertaker uniform. Your business is going to die, all right, unless you're going to change. I love that.
That's so funny. You know what we do? So again, during our games, we think of what's ridiculous and just keep going with it. So we actually have the visiting team is sponsored by the Grim Reaper, and we actually play the Undertaker theme song and have the Grim Reaper walk up and down the dugout pointing at the opposing players. And it's the most morbid scene ever, but we do it every single game. And there's a reason why we have the best home record in the league every year. So
I love it. And now through the Granny pageant, have you had any connections? Has there been any love connections, any marriages resulting from the pageants?
No, but we did have an 87-year-old great-grandmother win the Grandma Beauty pageant, and when we interviewed her in front of the whole crowd, I asked her, if you could be on the cover of one magazine, what would it be? And she said, in front of everyone, of course, Playboy! So that was a scene I'll never forget.
I love it. What other color tuxedos were there? I mean, you got the yellow one. I think you got the best one.
Oh, they have a lot of options. It's spurred by Dumb and Dumber. They got the orange and the blue, but I'm all yellow. With the bananas, it just fits in well. So I'm staying true to the yellow. I have 6, and I'm wearing them every day. And it's very funny when you go out and to restaurants and people look at you. In Savannah, fortunately, they know who we are in the Savannah Bananas. But I just flew the other day to speak out in Phoenix, and TSA was looking at me like, who is this guy? And at least they were laughing. But I'll tell you, I got patted down more than anyone. Like I would come dressed up as a yellow tuxedo, trying to wreak havoc on the airport. But it was a funny scene, to say the least.
Yeah, you got to be. It was funny. I was just talking. I was going somewhere with a group, and someone was talking about when I was first getting this podcast going. And literally everywhere I went, I have T-shirts with the podcast on the back. I had business cards all made up. And everywhere I go, I'd go to a restaurant, and I'd say to the waiter, most people come in here, they order dinner. And then after dinner, they leave you a tip. I said, I'm going to leave you a tip, but I'm also going to leave you something that's going to be much more valuable. But you're going to have to take a little action on it. It's something that just came out, and you're really going to enjoy it. And I give him a card with the address where to go to iTunes and listen to the show. I said, this will make you a fortune. Apply what you learn here. And I remember I used to go to a bar. It was interesting. I had the bartender put up, you want a free drink? Talk to Thor. So literally, I buy him a beer. I said, here's the deal. I'll buy you a beer, but here's what you got to do. You got to go on, you got to listen to his show, and you have to post a review. Now I said, I want you to post a review before you listen to the show. Okay, that's going to be the deal.
Well, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's like, how are you memorable? And again, so many people, they just go through the days and no one remembers you. And I tell everyone in our staff too, what makes you different? I encourage our staff to go out to meetings in a banana costume or wear different, we have so many costumes. We look like a theater department at our stadium, but what makes you different? And your business card, I bet you it wasn't a generic business card. Like
No.
for instance, we have business card baseball cards. It's it's a baseball card with stats on the back of all our employees. Make your business card memorable. Everyone just tries to do, you can get 1,000 business cards for $50. Don't do that. You get $50 of value doing that.
Now, let me ask you this, because I've had clients push back with ideas that I've given them and, along these lines. They're a little outside the lines, a little outside the box. And they said, well, it's not professional looking. What do you tell people?
Professional is the worst. Literally, professional loses, weird wins. Weird wins because everyone tries to be professional. I get it when you're going to, a doctor's appointment, you're going certain places. But as far as most of the jobs out there, be memorable, be different, be unique. What are they talking about you when they go home? Professional? No one goes home, honey, I met the most professional person today. That doesn't happen. I met the craziest guy, the fun guy, unique. Wow, listen to his story. That's what they talk about. And if you get people talking, that's how you win in business. I am so against professional. It's outrageous how much I'm against that.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny going to a dentist appointment and they have like a little tape measure on the wall to see how tall you are in case things don't go well. They know what size coffin to order.
It's interesting. It's interesting you said a dentist office though. Like dentist office now, like I've just heard of a dentist office that now has a full bar in it. You come in, you can have drinks. Then they have your Netflix set up to each one of the chairs, so you can watch your shows on Netflix. And again, this goes a little further into not just creating attention, but this is something we always talk about. What is that perfect experience for your customer? Start from the beginning and go all the way back. Literally when they first see you on the website. The first thing you said, you love our website. Well, we try to make it fun. Think about all the terrible websites that you can't even find a phone number to contact someone. Very few businesses, they think about their product. They don't think about their customers. Start with who. Don't worry about what. Love your customers more than you love your product. And, going into a dentist office and actually having a beer and watching a show on Netflix, that makes it more enjoyable for me.
Absolutely. It was interesting. A buddy of mine works in Lower Manhattan, and he belongs to a club there, and they do manicures, pedicures, haircuts. They've got a pool table and a liquor license, and it's something like $650 a month. And when you need a haircut, you get a free haircut. When you need a manicure, you get a free manicure. Awesome. And I think the drinks are like $2 or something like that, just to cover costs.
Provide that added value. And that's like you think about a cruise ship, and we kind of put that same mentality. When we first came to Savannah, we unveiled the first ever all-you-can-eat tickets. All of our tickets, every season ticket, every group, every mini plan included your ticket, all your burgers, hot dogs, soda, drinks, cookies, everything, literally, and chicken sandwiches for $15, and that included the ticket. Because again, you provide that value, and it's above and beyond everything else, and that's how you win. And so that's what we were able to do.
So tell us how you actually went from sleeping on an airbed to owning a multi-million-dollar baseball team.
It actually went the other way around. So my wife and I went from zero debt. We worked so hard, was fortunate to get a baseball scholarship, had zero debt, and then decided to buy our first team in Gastonia, North Carolina, the team that we built up from zero fans and losing $100,000 a year. We bought that team. Then we bought the Savannah Bananas, and we bought an expansion franchise. So it wasn't even the Savannah Bananas. So we went from zero debt to approximately $1.8 million in debt between the teams and a home and everything. And it was staggering. And what happened when we came to Savannah on October 5th, 2015, we got there and everything was taken out of the stadium. There was a minor league team there previously. For 90 years, there was minor league professional baseball, but they failed. They couldn't draw fans. No one was coming. They wanted a new stadium, so they left. They cut the phone lines, cut the internet lines, and it was my wife and I and our 4 staff members working on a picnic table inside this old storage unit with no internet, no phones. And we were trying to convince this whole community that it was going to be fun. We were going to have dancing players, and it was going to be a circus, but no one bought in. Our first month of sales was $1,200 total dollars, and we had 6 full-time employees. We went to the next month. It didn't get any better. And I'll never forget, up in New Jersey at my college roommate's wedding, that Friday evening at 4:45, we get a call from our employee. It says, Jesse, we overdrafted our account. We're completely out of money. And that was literally in January, just 2 years ago. My wife and I drove back from that wedding, and we said we had no other option. We had to sell our house, and we had to empty out our savings account and go all in on Savannah. And we found a house. You can call it a house. It wasn't really a house at that point. It was on the market for over 2 years in Tybee Island, and no one wanted it. I remember vividly walking in that house, and I walked right on and said, nope, no way, no. So we bought it because there were no other options. And we ended up literally getting an airbed. And I remember vividly my wife and I saying, we have to put everything we have in the team. So how can we, eat and live on $30 a week? And we went to Walmart and bought the grossest $1 items. Yeah, there was ramen noodles and Hot Pockets, but there was these dollar items that shouldn't even be considered food. And we did that week after week. My wife recalls vividly the day a cockroach was on my face in the middle of the night, and there were ants everywhere. And we went all in, and that was 2 years ago. And then when we came out with the Savannah Bananas on February 25th, and we announced our whole plan about having senior citizen dance team called the Banana Nanas, and all the crazy promotions that we're going to have, and the pep band at baseball games, and the Banana Baby, and all these crazy promotions, all of a sudden everyone started noticing, and it gained national momentum. Merchandise sold in all 50 states. And the team ended up selling out almost every game. And then this following year sold out every single game. And it's been a long journey the last 2 years. Went from 4 full-time. Now we have 14 year-round full-time, 200 part-time employees. And it's been an unbelievable ride. But that was it 2 years ago, sleeping on that airbed with cockroaches.
Now, I'm sensing like a secondary market here. It's like if I want to go to the game, I live in Atlanta, I could drive to Savannah, but I have to scalp them off some grandmother or something.
Correct. There's been scalpers. Yeah, it's been crazy. There's been scalpers,
love it.
And they've been selling for 3 times face value. So right now we're trending. Every single reserve seat's already sold out for 2018 in January, and there's a wait list in the thousands for tickets. Now, to put it in perspective, so everyone knows, there's professional baseball, Major League Baseball, then AAA, AA, Single A, then independent pro ball, then there's top-level college like SEC, ACC, and then there's us. College summer baseball. No team has ever sold out an entire season. And right now we're trending, we should have the whole season sold out about a month in advance before the season even starts. So there's all these secondary markets that are going on. And, you pinch yourself, but really what we've been able to do is create that attention and focus so much on our fans. The name of our company is Fans First Entertainment. It's not about our product, it's about our who. And every single thing we do is about our fans. Is it fun? Is it crazy? Will it get people talking? And that's how we built our whole business. So I hope, being in Atlanta, I hope you can come out to a game. I'll take care of you. I got a connection.
All right.
I can get you in, but you'll see things you've never seen. I mean, a 30-piece banana pep band will be greeting you playing Rocky music. And then our Banana Nanas will be dancing to Justin Timberlake as you walk in the ballpark. And then we're literally going to we have singers and dancers. And our first base coach is a break-dancing hip-hop dancer that literally will do the moonwalk in the middle of the game while he's giving signs to our hitter. I mean, it's things you've never seen, and that's how we're trying to reinvent the game of baseball and make it fun for everybody.
It's entertainment. Now, is there ready room for some bleachers down the third baseline, the first baseline, the outfield?
We keep adding. So we added over 200 seats last year. We're adding another 200, 250 seats this year. So we keep adding more. But again, the stadium was built in 1926. It's one of the oldest stadiums in the country. So the infrastructure is challenging, but we're going to keep adding and trying to make it a great fan experience. So we're getting up there. I mean, it's 4,200 fans a game last year. The capacity is 4,000. So we were still over fire code.
Wow. What about some scissor lifts outside the stadium? We can make little sky boxes.
It's so funny. So we do crazy things. Like we gave away a colon cleansing last year during a game, which the reaction of the gentleman was very funny. We gave away a new bathroom, but instead of a new bathroom, it was a porta-john. But so we have the best seats in the house. But my idea is to have the worst seat in the house and actually put a porta-john behind the center field wall up in the air, and someone has to sit in there for the entire game.
Yes, I love that idea.
Now we're speaking the same language. Yeah?
Yes, we are. I'm telling you, man, we've been cut from the same cloth. Maybe not a yellow tuxedo cloth, but we are cut from the same cloth here.
I hear you.
And you know what I love, too, is, fans first. You and I have a good buddy in common, Michael, Profit First, that as a profitability consulting firm, I mean, we talk about this all the time. But what I noticed here is, and the people listening, okay, he didn't say clients first. He didn't say customers first. He said fans. And the reason why a lot of you are losing is because you treat everyone like a customer, not a fan. How do you create raving fans?
It's actually funny because I was speaking at Mike's Profit Con, and it was very challenging. Like, our whole business is fans first, and I'm speaking at a Profit First event. But Mike's a good friend of mine, and I was able to twist that pretty easily. But, how do you create raving fans? And again, I'm going to go back to it. It starts from what is that perfect experience for your fan. And, we literally try to reverse engineer it. And I think every company can do this. We think, again, what does a fan want to see when they buy a ticket? And so when they go online and they buy a ticket, they immediately get an email back that says, congrats, you just made the best decision of your day. Right now, as you bought your tickets, our entire staff grabbed your tickets. They ran around the stadium, dumping Gatorade showers over each other. We're celebrating, and now your tickets are in our vault in maximum security. And then right after that happens, they will get a thank you call. And now let me preface this by, we sell thousands of tickets and merchandise all over the country. We have someone do a thank you call after every single order. And usually they're like, does my credit card not work? And I'm like, no, we just want to thank you so much. As you know, your tickets are in the vault. They're ready to go for you to go bananas. And thanks so much. And it's that little touch point that already happens before they even come to our game. And, and as they're pulling up to our ballpark, the first thing they'll see is penguins. Literally, we dress up our parking attendants as penguins. They're our parking penguins. Because the idea of a family or someone pulling up and seeing someone dressed up as a penguin, guiding them to their parking spot, makes me laugh. And I think that adds someone else some hilarity to it. And as they're walking by them, they'll see our players in full jersey and literally passing up programs and signing autographs and taking pictures. And then they'll see our staff in banana costumes that'll literally rip their banana-shaped tickets and rip off the peel. And then they'll have more performances. And at the end of the game, our entire staff is out there thanking our fans, taking pictures, and just saying thank you. And again, that's kind of designing it from the beginning to the end. And I think very few companies do that. Think about when they first come to your office, when they first call you, when they first buy online. It's a lot of work, but I'll tell you it's worth it every step of the way.
Oh, you got to. I had I tell this story often. I had an online, a client that had an online business, 40,000 clients. They sold exercise equipment. And they said, I just don't really feel like I'm in touch with my clients. They said, they were asking what email that they should send in order to create a relationship, a better relationship with them. I'm like, why don't you pick up the phone and call them? And he goes, who? Like a customer. Which one? Doesn't matter. And he did it. He called 10. Some of them thought they were getting punked. But the result was everybody said when they were done, they were like, now he wasn't selling anything. He wasn't offering. It's like, no, I don't have anything for you. I'm just calling to say thank you. Thank you for being a customer. And I'm calling you on my private cell phone number. If you ever need anything, just call me. What do you think? Do you think they're going to go anyplace else to buy their online equipment? No.
And it's so easy to do. And one thing now, it's like,
and it's free.
It's free. Like, send little videos. A big thing for me now is like, hey, just send a quick video, a selfie video, thanking them, telling them how much you mean to them. Little things. Now everyone's sending emails. Go the opposite. Send a quick video. Yep. It doesn't have to be well produced. A quick 15-second thank you video to a client that you love or one of your fans or one of your customers. It's those little things that matter so much. And, we have thousands of thank you notes here. We teach everyone on our staff, hey, write a thank you letter, at least one every day. Write someone to someone and see the impact, because the more that you're doing that, the more it'll help you. You'll feel better about it and help your business dramatically.
Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.
Be on the lookout for part 2 of our conversation with Jesse, where he explains firefighter fatigue and what that means for your business, in addition to the importance of bartering. I'll see you guys on another edition of Peak Performers Podcast.